But again, Dan RadioStyle, happy Saturday morning for those of you still on Saturday. Or as Art Bell used to say, good morning, good day, good evening, no matter where you are. So, something along those lines. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. Got a lot of people here. Bug and Flea. A bunch of us were chatting away. Augustin Jr., Villa Gomez, Light Evolving Hotep. All sorts of good stuff going on. Yeah, having fun. Sometimes if you guys hop on a little early before the show starts, you'll notice we chat about all sorts of fun things. Anyway, got quite a few people here, and let's go ahead and start kicking into it. But we call this, that's called a bad fade in radio. Amen, by the way. Mental diet. Emmet Fox made this famous. He calls it the 7-day mental diet. And first off, and one of the great things about the mental diet, if you think about it, right? What we put into our bodies as far as diets go is what we become physically, right? Our physical body is made up of the cells we ingest. It's just kind of how it works. They say you are what you eat for a reason. Well, our lives are what we think. So our mental diet is something that a lot of people don't truly think about. Now, one small issue I have with diets in general is diets generally offer up an idea that it's temporary. It's not going to be forever, right? The 7-day diet. Just do this for 7 days and then go back to your normal crappy thinking. Or just do this for 7 days and then go back and eat the same bummer food that you had issues with to begin with. 7 days, first off, isn't long enough to make a habit either. They say, I think 28 days, roughly around a month's time, generally makes something a habit. So I'm not fond of 7 days, but I'm not going to get hung up on it. I think, honestly, a mental diet it's like healthy eating. You should do it for the rest of your life if you want to be healthy. And that is something that we're going to cover here in a little bit. So that being said, mental diet is really thinking about what we allow ourselves to think about. Now, just to cover it real quick from the manifestation side, manifestation generally happens, or how techniques generally operate, is they get you to think on something, and when you think and focus on it, it begins to become real. And when it comes real in your mind, it creates a feeling. Once it creates a feeling, that is then kind of forced out into or impressed upon the subconscious, and that goes out into the world and becomes reality. And you essentially hold that, and I don't know if it just keeps like pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. It's kind of my guess. And then eventually there's enough of it out there to make it physical or however it happens. But you've already got it, and that's the thing. So if we pay attention to the thoughts we have and then the feelings that these thoughts generate, we'll start to see some of the weirdnesses that happen in our life. Because again, what you think is what your reality becomes. Much like what you eat is what your body becomes. If you eat a bunch of nasty, greasy food, you get zits and all sorts of gross stuff. If you think a bunch of nasty, disgusting thoughts, you get nasty, disgusting zits in your life. You get all sorts of grossness. A lot of us don't realize we're having the thoughts we have. Now, this also, and this is where I think a lot of us don't realize we do it, conversations you have with friends. One of my favorite things right now, and it's a crazy thing that's going on in the United States, is the politics. And a lot of people cannot talk about politics without getting emotionally fired up. And then they get frustrated and angry. And what that does is it creates more frustrating, angry experiences in our lives. Even though that's not what you're trying to manifest, this is something that comprises your daily mental diet. So it is part of your daily movie that's projected. Maybe you're having conversation with friends about how your boss is such a horrible, wicked person, yet at the same time you want a promotion from this same guy. Again, your mental diet is not helping your world. Now, if you're thinking positive thoughts all the time, and I don't mean positive, negative, because I've seen a lot of people that are like, oh, block the negative. It's like, no, if you have a negative thought, it's okay. Everybody, I have negative thoughts, you have negative thoughts, we're all going to have negative thoughts for the rest of our lives. How often they happen, that's a different story. And when they happen, what you do with them, also a different story. Me, I get a negative thought, it's like, woo, okay, yeah, don't want to do that. Positive thought. Just start thinking the positive thought. I don't see anything, I don't look into it, I don't worry about it. Now, if I keep having a negative thought about something, I realize, okay, that's indicating where I've got an insecurity, where I've got some sort of blockage, right? And then I look at it and I'm like, no, dude, you're good enough. Like, it's usually self-worth, typically. I think that's the thing I've bouted with most of my life is self-worth. A lot of people do. But it's really been focusing in on that and realizing, no, you deserve this. This is right. And bam, it goes away and stops happening. And I just focus on where I'm going. And that's what I continue to experience. So a lot of us don't realize where we do it right and do it wrong. And we also don't think that the times we're just like hanging out with our friends or just talking on the phone or just whatever, or grabbing the newspaper to read or watching TV, any of those activities are conscious choice on what you're feeding your mind. are conscious choices into what's going to feed your outer reality. Now, on the converse, or just to defend it really quick, if for some reason you've got, you like to watch the news and you don't get emotionally involved with it, yeah, it's pretty much harmless. I mean, yeah, there's probably better things we could do with our mental diet, but if it's not creating an emotional response, it's more or less benign. But if you are getting an emotional response or having an emotional issue during these thoughts, you are manifesting that negativity. If you want to have more positive things, think more positive things, get an emotional response about that, how this is exciting, like I'm going to see this unfold in my life, like woo, like when you can feel that way and get that excitement, like I'm going to Disneyland today, that feeling is what carries the consciousness up and out. Think about it. Feel like you're already there in the moment. Do it as often as you have to, and you will start to see it happening in your life, and that feeling will guide it. So a lot of us, when we're thinking about health, for example, just to bring up a couple, I'm going to health, wealth, and love. We'll cover them real quick. But health thoughts. The difference between a good mental diet and a bad mental diet. Good mental diets, you're going to be thinking about different healthy foods that I can eat. Like what's different foods that I like that are healthy, that are going to promote a healthier life, that are better in vitamins and all that kind of stuff. What are different things I can do along those lines? Like those are thoughts I have during the day. That's time I'm researching online. Maybe I'm watching shows about different things or people exercising or running around outdoor, whatever your thing is. But I'm thinking about healthy practices. Again, yoga and all these different things. Maybe martial arts, whatever. Get into meditating more often. Get some crystals. Go for walks. Take the dog. Get a dog. Because the love and connection that you can experience with the dog, some say is also very good for health. Again, you would have learned that because you're studying health. Because you've got positive mental thoughts, positive mental diets. You've got activities that'll promote happiness in your life. Maybe you like to listen to music. Maybe you'll dance while you're cooking dinner, right? Like that's your thing. And that promotes healthy. Now difference, the other side, bad mental diet. Bad examples of what your mental diet might be if you're trying to maintain health. If you're trying to get sick, flip them. But right now we're talking about maintaining healthy, so this is bad. Keep sick away. You're thinking thoughts in your head. How can I keep from getting sick? This crazy virus is going around right now. How can I keep myself from getting it right now? Boom, horrible thoughts. How do I get rid of cancer? I got cancer. How do I get rid of it? How do I heal myself of cancer? How do I stop the cancer? How do I get the cancer out of me? You can't. Can't focus on cancer and make cancer go away. Cancer sticks around. You keep talking about it. I don't feel good. It's that whole Awaken. I don't know, my belly was a little upset this morning, and then, I don't know, like for like the rest of the day, I don't know, it just kind of didn't feel right, and then I just get, right? We do this all the time. We keep promoting something weird that happened at one point, I don't feel good, and then all of a sudden, the rest of you feels crummy along with it. We just promote more and more of those negative thoughts. I hope I don't get hurt today. I hope no one can tell how sick I am. I hope that I don't get cancer. All of these things are negative mental diet options. When it comes to things like wealth, a lot of us, for those of us who are going to be on the positive mental diet side, you're going to be thinking about revenue options, right? Different ways I can get revenue to come in, different streams. Like, what can I do? My case, like, I've got YouTube, I've got some other channels that are I got another channel and possibly another one that I want to make, and I've got this actual crazy idea. I got a lot of stuff. You're not supposed to talk about what you're manifesting. So a lot of stuff, obviously, that can come from that stream. I've got an awesome side gig that could very easily spin up into something else that's pretty cool, and I'm enjoying the heck out of that. Again, it's what are these different kinds of streams of revenue that I can get moving that just help take me higher and higher. These are thoughts I think about. Investment ideas. I've thought about that too. Well, you're going to be making a lot more money, so what are some things you can start to invest in? Met a guy at an airport not long ago, and he happened to be a very wealthy doctor that owned a bunch of businesses. And I started asking him questions because all of a sudden life presented me with an awesome opportunity because of the thoughts I have. Because of my mental diet, I bumped into a dude that invests. That's a guy basically like me. He's a hair above on the scale, but he's not like a billionaire. He's not outside the scheme of who I can be. Like, it was believable for me. It was natural, right? And it was great advice. So again, you're having visions of the house you're going to have, the cars you're going to drive, the whatever's, jewelry, all the things, the lady on your arm even maybe if you're a guy, or the dude on your arm, or the view you've got outside your bathtub when you're, taking a nice bath with the candles or whatever your fancy vision is. Now, the other side of wealth thinking, and a lot of people are going to get mad at this first one, but give me a second. Hang tight. Don't jump on me. But lotto. A lot of people, when they think of being wealthy, they think of winning the lotto. And they're going, Dan, so you're just being all negative on the lotto. No, I'm not. You can win the lotto, that's fine, but that's very specific on how your wealth has to come. You've said, of all the thousands of things that I could possibly do to gain more wealth, it's got to be lotto. You've limited yourself. So that's why that kind of thinking is actually limiting thinking. And there's a lot of people that, well, when I win the lotto, I'm going to do this and that and this and that. No, man, be rich now. Be rich now. If you win the lotto, cool. But there's maybe other streams of revenue that can come. A lot of people get focused on their bills. Again, more negative types of thinking. Same old house. You keep envisioning, well, I don't know, I can't really ever get out of here. It's just, I've been in this neighborhood for so long. Like, whatever. But the fact is change and evolution, conscious expansion, is going to be change in life. You can't stay in the same place and become something that you're not. You have to become something, and then you change, and life will change with you. I shouldn't have it. It's a question we have. I don't know. I just probably shouldn't have all that. I shouldn't be that happy. That's too nice. Money corrupts. Aren't these thoughts that a lot of us sometimes entertain during the day? Maybe we look at someone go by and he had flashy, nice clothes, and you're like, yeah, he's probably a jerk, right? Probably got a small, you know what, right? I mean, who knows? There's a lot of crazy things we sometimes say. So we're fighting our own concepts. Mental diet. What are we thinking during the day that we don't realize we think? Love. One of the funnest things with love, and I'm not going to talk about just specifics, we'll get into that, but love in general. Just, I want to be in a loving relationship. I'm making room in my house for what's coming. I'm keeping it clean because company's coming. I'm maybe making room. I'm maybe actually, one thing they talk about is this guy Jordan Peterson, which is great advice, is cleaning your closet. Like, if you've got stuff in your closet, if you've got this storage area that's in the back of your house or whatever, go into it every once in a while and get rid of stuff, because a lot of cleaning some of those deeper areas of our house is actually symbolic and truly is us cleaning our deep recesses within ourselves. So it's very powerful. But we're thinking of places to share when we're thinking love, right? Like restaurants, and oh my God, I'm taking them there for sure. Like, it's a very I am concept when you see them. I'm going there. We're going to go to, or we'll experience Honolulu together. Like, it's just trying to keep those thoughts in mind. Places to share, visions of dates, right? This is going to happen. Maybe we're getting married down the road, maybe lovemaking, maybe, dates meaning, not dates and time, but like places we're going to go, like looking forward, just thinking about being with them, thinking about the times we're going to spend together, thinking about just love in general, thinking about putting my list together of all the things I love, like all the different thinkings that go into creating more love in your life. You do positive thinkings towards it. It's when we get into I keep thinking of the third party, or I keep thinking that they're upset with me. I keep noticing that, they're upset. And it's like, and a lot of us will even say, well, is it a thought transmission from them? Maybe, but we keep entertaining it, right? So long as we keep that thought alive, we'll keep that thought transmission coming from them, which again, so many of us forget the things we experience is after we thought it already. So you've already thought about how they're upset with you, and then a day later, we get a thought transmission from them, probably sooner because, usually connections are quick, but you'll get a thought transmission that I'm angry with you. You created that. It doesn't verify you're right. No, you created it. All it is you creating an outer reality. It doesn't verify anything other than you create your reality. So a lot of us get stuck in these cycles where I think a negative thought, I experience a negative thing, and then I'm like, see? No. Get back on your positive mental diet. Get off the negative diet. They're at fault. It's another one a lot of us think in relationships. They messed up. And again, maybe they did. But I'll tell you what, it's hard to get in a relationship when you're angry at someone. It just is. It doesn't work. It's negative thinking. You're creating negative emotions. Again, emotions are what do the creation. So if you're having thoughts that create emotional responses, you are manifesting. And if those emotional responses are anger, hate, right, like negative emotions, then it's going to be a negative experience because you're going to create more experiences that create negative emotions. But if they're positive emotions, love, joy, happiness, excitement, then you're going to manifest experiences that promote those feelings. It's that simple. So what are you feeling when you think? That's your diet. It's like when you eat something that's bad for you, sugary, and it makes your stomach upset. Yeah, you feel gross because you just ate a bunch of poison. It's the same thing. If you're thinking a bunch of poison, you're going to begin to experience a bunch of poison in your life. So the question is, what do you allow yourself to experience in your mind? Because that's what you're going to allow yourself to experience in life. You're saying you want something. You're saying you want to manifest something. You want to manifest this great relationship with someone. You want to manifest more love, more joy, more happiness in your life. Then you need to be thinking thoughts of that nature. You need to be figuring out things, researching stuff, looking into things along those lines. Promote time thinking about those things. And that's more of what you'll experience. And it's also in the direction that you're trying to go. Anytime you veer off into a negative, it's okay. Don't get mad at yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't, oh no, this means something's wrong. No, I mean, if you keep doing it, yeah, look into it. But if you're just once in a while have a negative thought, it's okay. Immediately, think positive. That's all. It's the amount of time we spend stuff. And again, if you're just you're thinking about it for a second and you're starting to feel an emotion, you're like, oh my God, no, this is not what I want. Then start thinking something good, get an emotion about that. And you're like, okay, yeah. And it's just kind of like the wheels spinning. And just a moment ago, you were trying to slow it down and you caught yourself and it was still spinning. And then you turned back towards what you wanted and began kind of trying to get some more spin back into it. You're just keeping the big old wheel going. I like to liken it to the Wheel of Fortune. No, not Wheel of Fortune. Price is Right. The big wheel at the end. I always imagine it because the little ladies, it would just crack me up when they try to reach up and pull down. Anyway, what you think about is what you're going to get in life. If you want good things in life, think good thoughts. If you want bad things in life, think bad thoughts. It's really that simple. It's black and white. Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody likes that.